Apparently, new studies are showing that 1 in 3 adults under the age of 35 are now living back at home with their parents. And honestly, are we surprised? Rent is high, groceries are high, insurance is high, everything is expensive. People are looking around saying, wait a minute, why am I struggling to survive paying $2,000 a month in rent when mama's spare bedroom is sitting empty? And for some people, moving back home makes perfect sense. But today we're going to talk about both sides of this situation because everybody's experience ain't the same. First things first, if you have parents that are loving, if you have parents that aren't toxic, if they aren't money hungry, if they genuinely want to see you win, if they'll allow you to come home and save money in peace, baby, that is a blessing. Take advantage of that positive situation. There is no shame in regrouping. There is no shame in rebuilding. Life happens. Jobs disappear. Relationships end. Unexpected bills happen. And if your parents are willing to say, come on home, stack your money, get yourself together, we want to help you succeed, that is beautiful. Because everybody doesn't have that. Some parents understand that life in 2026 ain't what it was in 1986. Back then, you could work one job and buy a house. Today, people are making decent money and still struggling to make ends meet. So if your parents are giving you peace, encouragement, and support, thank God for that. Save your money, pay off debt, build your emergency fund, and don't let social media shame you into thinking you're behind in life. Now let's get into the urban tea because sometimes moving back home doesn't mean you're moving back into a family. Sometimes you're moving back into unpaid employment. Can we talk about it? Because somehow some adults move back home and suddenly become the maid, the chef, the babysitter, the therapist, the Uber driver, the errand runner, the grocery delivery service, and the maintenance department. How many people know what I'm talking about? Mama don't feel like getting up. Go to the store. Daddy don't feel like getting up. Go to the store. You just got back from Walmart 20 minutes ago. I forgot mayonnaise. 30 minutes later, we need bread. Then an hour later, I forgot paper towels. Baby, if we don't make a list and go one time. Some people are making 3 and 4 trips a day because nobody planned ahead. And let's talk about the remote. Imagine being 29 years old, 32 years old, 34 years old, and your mom or dad calls you into their room. You walk all the way in there thinking it's something serious and they say, hand me the remote. Meanwhile, the remote is sitting right next to them. The remote is literally 6 inches away. You standing there wondering, so y'all called me like I was an emergency responder because you didn't want to move your arm? Come on now. This is why resentment starts building. Because a lot of grown adults don't mind contributing. People don't mind helping. People don't mind washing dishes. People don't mind cooking. People don't mind running errands occasionally. But when helping turns into expectations and expectations turn into exploitation, problems start. Because now you're doing everything. You're cleaning the whole house, cooking every meal, watching everybody's kids, doing all the laundry, taking out the trash, paying bills, running errands, and somehow still being treated like you're 14 years old. Now you're exhausted and wondering, am I family or am I staff? Let's talk about some of the disadvantages. Baby, privacy might disappear. You may have to explain where you're going, who you're with, and what time you'll be home. And you're sitting there thinking, I am 30 years old. Meanwhile, your parents are still acting like you're 17. Some parents don't understand boundaries. They'll come into your room without knocking, go through your stuff, comment on your appearance, question your spending, question your dating life, question why you're sleeping, question why you're awake, question why you're breathing. Can I breathe in peace? Some parents never make the transition from raising children to respecting adults. So even though you're grown, paying bills, working and contributing, they still see you as their baby. And sometimes that can become suffocating. Living with toxic parents can affect your mental health. Constant criticism, passive-aggressive comments, control, manipulation, and comparison can wear a person down. And saving money isn't worth losing your peace. Now let's switch gears because when the environment is healthy, moving back home can actually be one of the smartest financial decisions a person makes. Instead of throwing thousands into rent every month, you can build your emergency fund, pay off debt, invest, start a business, or save for a down payment on a house. Healthy parents encourage. Healthy parents pray for you. Healthy parents want to see you succeed. Healthy parents don't compete with you. They celebrate your wins. Peace is priceless. Coming home to a positive environment can make all the difference in the world. Everybody's timeline is different. Some people buy houses at 25. Some people buy them at 45. Some people marry early and some marry later. Some people have setbacks, but setbacks don't mean failure. Sometimes moving back home isn't going backwards. Sometimes it's strategic. Sometimes it's temporary. And sometimes it's exactly what you need to launch into your next season. So no, living with your parents in your 20s or 30s doesn't automatically mean you failed. But I will say this, if you have loving parents who allow you to come home, save money, and live in peace, appreciate that. Because not everybody gets that blessing. And if you're living in a toxic environment where you've become the maid, the chef, the errand runner, the babysitter, and somehow the household customer service representative, then your goal should be to save, strategize, and eventually create a peaceful space of your own. Because everybody deserves dignity, everybody deserves respect, and everybody deserves a home where they can rest. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever moved back home as an adult? What were the pros? What were the cons? And did moving back home help you get ahead, or did it make you appreciate having your own place even more?